What up?
What up, ding dang, double dumb, diggity dog?
Dude, you're dumb.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
DUM.
Oh, snap. Hey, man. Uh, Here's the deal. If you're gonna spend time doing stuff and things,
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to try to build a business and you're going to try to market and you're going to try and do all these things, then you better be able to highlight why it makes a difference and what it's doing. And that's been on my mind recently. And and as we look to continue to do the mastermind, which is significant effort put in by us, right? That's time and effort and investment. But there's also this element that I was reflecting on this past weekend. A couple things happened that that really hit home for me. And I think you always have to be able to um look at the difference in the things you're doing, right? So if you're spending time doing something, it should result in a thing. There should be a before and after, and that should be very clear. So whether it's working out, there should be a before and after, right? If you're working out, you're putting in time to work out and nothing's changing, you're not getting more fit, you're not making progress on your goals, and either you're working out poorly, you're not truly dedicated, or something is amiss. And I think for from a relational standpoint, our focus has been very relational, prioritizing relationships, understanding your roles in it, understanding where you fall short through self-awareness, and then doing something about it. And I just want to share one thing. A couple things happened this weekend, but in some of my priority relationships, one very, very tangible thing that I would not have considered in the past. There's some relationships that I have that I have realize that I take for granted, and I do not express the gratitude that I should. I don't have the gratitude or feel the gratitude that I should feel, and I don't express it to the involved parties in a way that honors them and the true commitment that they've made to me. And it's interesting because as we've reflected and talked about these things in our roles as husbands, fathers, sons, all our different roles, brothers, um, I've taken a very serious look at all those relationships, and I'm like, man, there's a lot of them that I really am failing. And when I say failing, it's not like catastrophic, like I'm just a terrible person towards these people. But I'm not a great person towards them. And I don't validate them. I don't express their true worth in my life. And I feel like in some of my friendships, I do a much better job at telling my friends over telling some of my family, the true impact that they have and how truly grateful I am for their support, their love. And it was very impactful for me this past weekend to not only to when I recognized it, it was like life changing for me. It really was. It was a complete mental shift. It was a game changer, a heart shift. And then I took action on it and went and talked to them about it and said, "Hey," and very specifically said, "I appreciate this series of things that you lined up just to support me." And it was significant, man. It was significant. It may not have been significant to them, but it absolutely was to me, in recognizing where I have not been my best, nor have I even been aware that I was not bringing my best to some of these relationships. And so, I'm just thankful for the Kinetic Brothers, because I would not have had that experience if not for, and this has been months, right? This has been months in coming. I would not have had that experience if not for this mastermind. And and why that's also important is it makes you, when you feel true gratitude, even like our friendship, you and me, when I think through very specifically our business relationship and our roles within the business, and then our friendship and our roles in our friendship, but not just roles, but how truly grateful I am for you. If you don't intentionally do that, like if you don't take some time to really think how important people really are to you, like you'll never experience that joy that I had not necessarily felt for a long time in some of these relationships. I was like, man, this is really, really special. And selfishly, it made me feel amazing because it helped me to realize how much gratitude I should have in a lot of these areas. And so it was very meaningful, and quite honestly, it was beautiful. And I was so grateful for the gratitude. Uh,
You're
and
grateful for
it
being
was like
grateful.
so it was like a double gratitude. But that this is, these are the things that I want in my life. These are the things I want to be aware of. And so for me, it was just so tangible, the impact of, very specifically, the intentionality of the mastermind and the fruits that are coming to bear as a result. And I was very humbled and taken aback. And then that also led to another conversation this weekend that was probably, I don't know if it would have ever happened, but there's a lot of implications to it. And there's a lot of emotional uh potential, both good and bad, to not having some of these conversations. And dude, it was the gift. It was a pure gift. And it also forced me to be like, okay, I'm not there, there's no more scorekeeping here. What is my responsibility and where am I falling short? And what do I personally want as a result of this relationship and this conversation? And let me come to you vulnerably. I try to say that vulnerably. Let me come to you in a state of vulnerability, and express that with the potential that you may reject it. But I will no longer have any regret ever, because I did express it and you know exactly where I'm coming from. Dude, huge. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Great conversation. And of course, as you'd expect, that conversation I wasn't rejected, nor was it thrown back in my face. And the conversation was the beginning of what I think will be taking all these relationships to the next level. And I'm pumped.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I was, as you were talking, I was thinking through what I think it's Tony Robbins that says, like, in any business, or to find success in anything, it's 80% mindset and 20% action or mechanics, or whatever the quote is. I don't remember it completely, but basically
That's a good
mindset.
quote, man. That's a good.
I mean, so
I'm
basically the
just
point
kidding,
is,
dude.
like, mindset is, by far the most important thing, to change. And in this business that we're running inside the Storehouse Mastermind, we're focused on relationships, right? We're focused on being better dads and husbands and friends. And the mindset towards that, for me, has changed significantly through the conversations that we're having, through the challenges that we've created for ourselves, through the accountabilities and the one-off sidebar conversations, and the fellowship, that feeling of brotherhood that we've created. But that continues to push towards my relationships outside of just the kinetic man of the Storehouse Mastermind, but like with my family. And like, I've taken some big action steps that I probably never would have taken. And you're talking about the then and the now, like looking at what life was like before a business, and now look at it, what it's like after the business, or as we continue to grow it. Dude, I recently just moved my mom to Colorado. She's 15 minutes away. So now I have, my parents were divorced when I was 5 years old. So I haven't been in the same location as both of my parents ever. And now I like told my mom, hey, I want you to move to Colorado. And now my dad's here, my mom's here. They actually get along fairly decently now, which is awesome. We had my son's, he turned 5. We had his birthday party this weekend. And my mom and my dad were together in the same location. And, so my son's grandparents now have the ability to, like, have a relationship with them. And I don't think that would have ever happened if I wouldn't have changed my mindset towards some of these relationships that I have. And I'm so grateful for that, because it truly has changed my life. And not only my life, but my parents' lives and my kids' lives. So yeah, it's amazing, man, what something can do, like a business, and looking at the then and now, and then showing gratitude for that. Pretty rad.
Yeah, dude. Super I love that story that you just shared. Obviously, it's first time I've heard it. That birthday party just took place, and we were unable to attend Wellesley's birthday. Give him our love and our apologies. COVID and all the sickness makes parties not as fun for some reason. When you
Yeah. Oh,
show up and you're coughing all over everybody, they don't.
yeah,
It's not like a welcome.
yeah, they
It's
wouldn't
not a
like that.
welcome thing. Yeah, and especially when you're test positive. So, but that being said, yeah, dude, and that's the point, right? Like if we're just sitting around talking and we're just hanging out, and even if we're having fun, which is a great goal, and it's a great cause as well. But if we're not actually making changes and doing stuff and doing things about what we say is important, then really it just doesn't. If it's not on your calendar, and we should stop lying to ourselves, right? If we should stop lying to ourselves. If it's not on your calendar, it's not important to you. If you're not actioning it, it just isn't important. The relationships are just not that important. And the things that you are doing, whether you justify them because, oh, I have to provide for my family, whatever, however it is you justify it, that's fine. But just justify it knowing that you could be lying to yourself. And the best part is, if you don't lie to yourself and you justify it with truth, like, hey, I 80 hours a week is really important to me to work, and the leftover for my kids, it's just not, to tell yourself the truth. It is also liberating, right? Just be honest about it. And I'll tell you, when you start getting honest and you start putting action towards what are priorities, it's life changing, dude. It's incredible. And I'll tell you, I just have not that sense of joy to be able um to acknowledge and to share that love. Was a very special thing. So I love it, man. So it's all
So
about, dude. It's about taking actions. It's about making a difference. It's about being different. It's about doing something about the things that we talk about. And yeah, man, things fall into place in an interesting way when you're intentional, and things tend to settle where they should, uh, from a prioritization standpoint, when you're when you're very intentional about it. It's good
that
stuff.
ain't dumb.
Not dumb, dude. That ain't dumb. It's pert deep.
Pretty. What, is that your Texas accent?
Pert deep.
Pretty deep,
Not
y'all.
purty. Pert
Hmm,
deep.
that's dumb.
You're dumb.
Hey,
Love
I'm
you.
proud of you, man. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man. I'm proud of you.
You done did good, y'all.
Good job. Good double check. Good job to you.
See ya.
See